So, you've now mastered the art of pushing around your wheelchair. Nice. If everything was flat and smooth, that'd be all you need to know. But unfortunately, the Earth's not flat. So today, I'm gonna teach you the art of the wheelie. Now that you've learned how to push from point A to point B, there's definitely gonna be some obstacles in the way. So today, we're gonna be covering 3 different types of basic wheelies that are gonna help you get through any obstacle. The first wheelie is the wheelie in place. This wheelie is gonna be the wheelie that you need to master in order to master the other two. A lot of people think a wheelie in place means rolling back really fast and then aggressively pushing forward. But if you have a good center of balance, you can literally just push forward and get a wheelie in place. If you notice, my back didn't actually leave my backrest, because there are some people that do wheelies like this, but that's actually really unstable because you're focusing just on your wheels. I personally like to leave my back touching my backrest still, so I have another point of leverage. The way I like to do this is keeping my back on the backrest and have my hands on my wheels ready to pull forward so I can learn my center of balance. So I keep my wheels here, and I learned that as soon as my wheels come off, whoop, I pull it back down. I would not recommend doing this with concrete behind you. I'd recommend doing it with a friend behind you, with a bed behind you, or even grass behind you so you don't fall and crack your head. But this is a real good way to learn where your center of balance is. Once you're able to find where your center of balance is, you can rock back and be able to lean forward while moving your wheels kind of slightly back and forth. Sometimes that's a little bit of a trick. So in order to actually hold the wheelie in place is a lot more difficult than holding it while kind of moving them and rocking them in place. This is not an easy thing to master, but if your wheelchair is set up correctly to your body, over time, you can be able to pop a wheelie and kind of hold it like so. Once you've established your center of gravity by leaning back on your backrest, you could then start to move your forward torso to get your front wheels higher and higher off the ground. So if you notice now, my back is off the backrest right here. So once you've got yourself established, you can then start to lean your body more and more forward and get your back off the backrest. This is gonna be really helpful when wheeling your way through grass and gravel. The next one that we're going to focus on is called wheelie pop-ups. This is mostly done while rolling, but I'm gonna give you a quick demonstration of what it looks like without rolling. The way you do that is just a quick burst forward, and that brings your wheels up. This is gonna be really good when you're approaching curbs or any type of transitions from, say, a sidewalk to grass. So now I'm gonna show you what that looks like in practice. I'm gonna be using these two white flat lines as imaginary obstacles. So you're pushing and you're pushing in quick burst, and you're pushing and you're pushing in quick burst. This way, your casters won't get caught on any obstacles and launch you forward out of your chair. This wheelie is most effective at a slow to medium speed. If you're going too fast and try to do a wheelie pop-up, you're just gonna push yourself even faster without completing the pop-up. Once you've mastered the wheelie in place, you're then gonna be able to start making minor moves, going back and scooting forward. This is called a forward wheelie or a backward wheelie. If you notice, opposite of what I taught you in the pushing video, I keep my wheels on the push rims at all times, because if I take them off, I just drop. So I get myself in a wheelie and I make small, precise, balanced movements to keep my wheels off the ground and I'm moving forward. Even more advanced is if you find yourself at a perfect balance, you can learn how to turn while also being in a wheelie. So now that you know what the 3 basic wheelies look like, let's go see what they look like in the real world. So the wheelie pop-up is really good for transitions, especially going from a sidewalk to the grass. You can also use the wheelie pop-up technique to navigate your way through thick grass by doing a series of wheelie pop-ups. If the grass is thin enough, or if you're really strong, you can actually just push your way through it. But that also depends on how soft or how hard the grass is, or how much shoulder you want to put into it. So personally, I like navigating this terrain in the forward wheelie because I don't have to worry about my front little casters getting caught up on anything, and I can use my bigger back wheels to push through. What's interesting about the forward wheelie in thick, tall grass, it's actually a bit more stable because you've got all this grass around you that's holding your wheels a little bit more steady. One of the most common things you'll face, potholes. These can be found on roads and sidewalks. The number one trick to navigating them is to avoid them completely. Try to find a different route. But if you can't, I'm gonna show you how. So I have to look at this pothole and think to myself, okay, what way can I go over it where I remain the most balanced and in a wheelie that I'm most comfortable with? So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna come at this from an angle where I see these two lips right here that are kind of flat. I'm gonna catch myself in a forward wheelie and slowly inch myself towards the edge, kind of dropping in and navigating my way back out. Another common thing you'll find is that curb cuts aren't always flat. A pop-up will definitely take care of that. There's a couple of different ways to navigate speed bumps, but I like to just assess them first. So if you're ever out any like festivals or concert or neighborhood venues, sometimes they have these huge plastic chunks that go across that put all the cables in between them. This one is not very wide, so I'll just simply do a wheelie pop-up over it and then lean forward and transition my weight over. And once you have years of experience, you can totally do it the super pro way, where you do a rolling wheelie right over top of it. Some of the smaller, more flat speed bumps, you can just roll over. Just make sure you keep your center of balance going the whole time. Going down a hill in a decline is a combination of the forward wheelie and holding the wheelie in place. You want to grab your wheels and use them as brakes the entire time. This is really effective for any type of hill that is too skinny to do the zigzag on. If you're going down a hill in full speed and you try to stop by just grabbing these, you just keep sliding. Oh! And then that happens. That was totally not on purpose, but I just went with it. But if you're going down a hill at full speed and you're already in a wheelie or not in a wheelie, you can just kick up into one and stop without skidding. Or if you got crazy skills, you can even go back up the hill. More likely just do this instead. Remember what I taught you, kids. Remember what I taught you. In my recent trip to LA, I showed you guys how to navigate curbs in some more sketchy areas than I'm at right now. I'll go ahead and cut to that. So what I'm about to show you is an advanced move, and I don't recommend this unless you absolutely have to. What you want to do is get into a full wheelie. Slowly edge to the edge until you're about to go off, and drop down. When you drop down, you want to kind of keep pulling back a little bit and keep a tight grip. I mean, you saw how smooth that was. Okay, so we came down this road, and guess what? There's no cutout. We've got a giant curb to go up now. This is beautiful. This is wonderful. I'm gonna teach you now how to jump up a curb. If you practice in times when you don't need it, you'll be good during times when you do need it. You're gonna approach the curb, not super fast, but not super slow. And right when you come up to the curb, you're gonna pop a wheelie, and then your back wheels are gonna hit, and it'll jump you right on. Got it. All right, so here are two other ways you can also get up and down curbs. One of my favorite ways is environmental. So if you ever find something in your environment that you can grab onto and pull yourself up, that is super clutch. In the clips you just saw, you saw me going down the curb in a forward manner, but you can actually go down backwards too. All you have to do is just lean real far forward and drop. Keep on going. And here's another example of environmental. Go ahead and put your front wheels up top, grab on, push at the same time. Key thing to remember here, guys, is to be patient. There's no way you're gonna master these wheelies all in one day. I've been doing this for over 9 years, and I've had thousands of hours in my chair and navigated so many different areas, it's not even funny. If you keep falling and you keep failing, that's okay. That's just life. You have to keep trying until you get it right. Practice with a friend, practice in a soft area, practice next to a wall, next to a bed, anything that keeps you from falling over and smacking your head. I managed to master the wheelie in just a couple of months. If you take time and dedicate yourself to mastering the wheelie, a whole new world is gonna open up to you. The thing about wheelchairs is the more that you master them, the less they can control you. You don't want to be limited by your wheelchair at all. And the thing about it is, the only thing you're afraid of is falling out. If you learn how to get back into your wheelchair, which I'm gonna show in our next video series, Transfers, you don't have to worry about falling and failing. you have the ability to have a whole entire world available to you, and you don't have to worry about getting around or to get to where you want to go. Now, I want to see your wheelie skills. Be sure to hit me on Instagram with the hashtag W2W Wheelie Challenge. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with and all the skills that you learned. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and check out the rest of the playlist linked down below. I've been checking out my analytics, and it looks like about 90% of you guys aren't subscribed. Do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button and you'll get updates every time I upload. Also, if you want to know what's going on behind the scenes here at Wheels to Walking, Aaron Jordan and I, the guy behind the camera, have a behind the scenes podcast linked down below on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.